Hello, champions, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a man who was once just a boy who didn't make the basketball team, but later became the greatest basketball player of all time. Yes, I'm talking about Michael Jordan, the man who turned failure into fuel and pressure into power. This story isn't just about sports. It's about discipline, confidence, and never giving up, even when the world says you're not good enough. So if you've ever failed, if someone ever told you you can't do it, then this story is for you. Stay with me till the end, and you'll walk away inspired and unstoppable. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below. What's one dream you refuse to give up on? Let's begin. Michael Jordan was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York, but his family soon moved to Wilmington, North Carolina, where he grew up with his parents and 4 siblings. Michael loved playing outside. He wasn't the biggest or the strongest, but he was full of energy and had a big smile. His father, James Jordan, worked hard and taught him to stay focused. His mother, Dolores Jordan, gave him love, support, and discipline. As a young boy, Michael tried many sports: baseball, football, and of course, basketball. He loved basketball the most. Every day, he would play with his older brother, Larry. They would fight, laugh, and play for hours. Michael always wanted to beat Larry, but Larry was bigger and stronger. Losing made Michael angry, but instead of giving up, he trained harder. He practiced more, even when no one was watching. Michael learned something important. Success doesn't come easy. You have to earn it. This was just the beginning. When Michael was in 10th grade, he wanted one thing more than anything else: to play on the varsity basketball team at Laney High School. He was excited. He believed he was good enough, but when the list was posted on the wall, his name wasn't there. Michael had been cut from the team. He was shocked, hurt, embarrassed. He went home and cried in his room. Many kids would give up after that, but Michael didn't. Instead, he made a decision. I will never let this happen again. So what did he do? He started waking up early every morning. He practiced before school, after school, and even at night. He did push-ups, jumped rope, and shot hundreds of baskets a day. Every single day, he worked harder than anyone else. The next year, he made the team. And not just that, he became the star. His coach noticed something new in him: focus, determination, fire. Michael had turned his failure into fuel. He later said, "Whenever I was tired in training, I'd think about the kid who cut me, and I'd work harder." It was the moment that changed his life. Not because he failed, but because he refused to stay down. This moment became part of Michael's legend. The boy who was cut became the greatest player in history. After high school, Michael's talent was no longer a secret. Many universities wanted him. But Michael chose to play for the University of North Carolina, also known as UNC. At UNC, everything was more serious. The players were stronger. The coaches were tougher. But Michael didn't back down. In his very first season, something amazing happened. It was the 1982 NCAA championship game. The score was close. Only a few seconds left. Everyone was watching. And then the ball came to Michael. He took the shot. Time slowed down. Swish! He made the game-winning basket and gave UNC the national championship. The world noticed. A young freshman named Michael Jordan had just made a name for himself. But that was just the beginning. Over the next few years, he kept improving. He trained harder, studied the game, and stayed humble. He listened to his coach, Dean Smith, who taught him to be a team player, not just a star. Michael didn't just want to score points. He wanted to win. And he wanted to make his teammates better too. In 1984, after 3 years at UNC, he made a big decision. He would leave college early and join the NBA. It was time for the next level. It was time to fly. In 1984, Michael Jordan was selected as the 3rd overall pick in the NBA draft by the Chicago Bulls. He was only 21 years old, but he was ready. From the very first game, everyone could see this guy was different. He played with speed, energy, and confidence. He could fly through the air, slam dunk with power, and score from anywhere on the court. The fans loved him. The media called him Air Jordan. And the shoes? Yes, Nike signed him early, and his Air Jordan shoes became a global phenomenon. But Michael didn't care much about fame. He wanted to win games. He wanted to prove that he wasn't just a showman. He was a champion. In his first season, he averaged over 28 points per game. He won the NBA Rookie of the Year award. He was exciting, fearless, and already one of the best in the league. But there was a problem. The Bulls were still a weak team. They lost many games. Michael was scoring, but the team wasn't winning big. Still, he didn't quit. He just worked harder, practicing every day, improving every part of his game. He believed, if I lead by example, the team will rise with me. And slowly, that started to happen. People now said, he's not just good. He might be the greatest ever. But the real test hadn't come yet. Winning personal awards was great, but what Michael really wanted was a championship ring, and for that, he would have to fight harder than ever. By the late 1980s, Michael Jordan had become a superstar. He was the face of the NBA. Fans came to games just to watch him play. But something was still missing: a championship. Year after year, the Bulls made it to the playoffs, and year after year, they were defeated, often by tough teams like the Detroit Pistons, who played hard and pushed Michael to his limits. But Michael didn't complain. He got stronger. He trained his body, worked with his teammates, and trusted his coach, Phil Jackson. And finally, in 1991, everything came together. Michael and the Bulls beat the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals. Jordan cried as he held the trophy. He had done it. But he didn't stop there. In 1992, they won again. In 1993, they did it a third time. 3 championships in a row. This was called a three-peat. Jordan was now more than a basketball player. He was a global icon. Everywhere he went, America, Europe, Asia, people screamed his name. Kids wore his jersey. Millions of fans copied his moves. He was in commercials, movies, and everywhere on TV. But behind the fame was a man who never stopped working. He practiced before games. He stayed late after games. He was always hungry to get better. Michael said, "I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I can't accept not trying." This mindset made him unstoppable. But just when everything seemed perfect, something unexpected happened. Michael made a shocking decision that left the world speechless. Then, in 1993, right after winning his third championship, the world expected Michael to keep dominating basketball. But then, tragedy struck. His father, James Jordan, was murdered during a robbery. Michael was heartbroken. His father had always been his biggest supporter, the man who believed in him from the start. After that, Michael made a shocking announcement. He was retiring from basketball. The world was in disbelief. He was only 30, in his prime. Why would he walk away? Michael said he had lost his desire to play and needed time to heal. But he didn't stop being an athlete. He decided to play baseball, his father's favorite sport. He joined the Chicago White Sox minor league team and gave it everything he had. People laughed at first. They said he wouldn't make it. But Michael trained hard, respected the game, and played for real, not just for fame. Even though he wasn't great at baseball, his work ethic impressed coaches. Still, it wasn't the same. And then, in 1995, two simple words shook the world of sports. "I'm back." Michael returned to basketball and rejoined the Chicago Bulls. At first, he was a bit rusty, but very soon he reminded the world why he was the greatest. And then the next chapter began, a chapter that would make history. Michael Jordan was back in the NBA, but he didn't just return. He came back with a mission. The Chicago Bulls rebuilt their team. They added strong players like Dennis Rodman and already had Scottie Pippen. And leading them was Coach Phil Jackson, the man who understood Michael's mind. From 1995 to 1996, the Bulls became a machine. In the 1995-96 season, they won 72 games, the best record in NBA history at that time. Michael won MVP again. The Bulls won the NBA Finals, and just like that, 1996, champions again. 1997, another title. 1998, the final masterpiece. 3 more titles, another three-peat. That made 6 championships in total for Michael Jordan. He had won 6 finals and never lost a single one. 6 rings, 6 wins, 0 losses. In the 1998 finals, Michael made one of the most iconic plays in basketball history. With just seconds left in Game 6, he stole the ball, dribbled, faked the defender, took the final shot, swish. That shot gave the Bulls their 6th title. It was like a movie, a perfect ending. Jordan stood still, arm extended, watching the ball fall. The world watched in silence and then exploded in celebration. That moment became a symbol of excellence, clutch performance, and legacy. After the 1998 finals, Michael retired again. This time it seemed. He had done it all. He left the game as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. After his second retirement in 1998, most people believed Michael Jordan was done with basketball. He had nothing left to prove. 6 championships, 2 retirements, countless awards. He was a living legend. But in 2001, at the age of 38, he shocked the world again. Michael announced he was coming out of retirement for a second time. This time, he wouldn't play for the Chicago Bulls. He joined the Washington Wizards, a team he partly owned and helped manage. Michael said he wanted to lead by example and teach young players. People were curious. Could a 38-year-old Jordan still compete with younger stars? The answer? Yes. He wasn't as fast as before. He couldn't fly through the air like he once did. But his skills, intelligence, and will to win were still elite. He scored 40 points in a game at age 40. He made game-winning shots. He inspired his team with every move. Fans around the world were excited to see him back. Every stadium he played in gave him standing ovations. People didn't just watch him play. They watched him say goodbye on his own terms. In 2003, Michael played his final NBA game. When he left the court for the last time, the entire arena stood, clapped, and cheered. Even the referees stopped the game to honor him. That was the end of Michael Jordan's playing career, but not the end of his story. Michael Jordan retired from basketball in 2003, but his journey didn't stop. In fact, a new chapter began, one of leadership, business, and legacy. After years of being the face of the NBA, Michael focused on entrepreneurship. He had already made millions through his Air Jordan brand with Nike. But now, he started building something even bigger. In 2010, Michael became the majority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats, later renamed the Charlotte Hornets, making him the first Black majority owner of an NBA team in history. It wasn't just a business move. Michael wanted to create opportunities, mentor young athletes, and give back to the game that gave him everything. Off the court, he became a powerful figure in sports, culture, and business. His Air Jordan shoes remained bestsellers around the world. He partnered with major brands and built his personal fortune. In 2023, he sold his majority stake in the Hornets, becoming a billionaire. But Jordan wasn't just focused on money. He donated millions to charities, education, and social justice causes. He also mentored younger players like Kobe Bryant and later LeBron James, showing respect and passing on his wisdom. Even years after his retirement, people still watched his highlights, studied his moves, and wore his jersey. In 2020, a documentary called The Last Dance showed the world his story. It became a global hit. New generations discovered who he was and why he mattered. Michael Jordan's impact was far beyond basketball. Michael Jordan's story is not just about points, championships, or sneakers. It's about believing in yourself, working harder than anyone else, and never giving up, even when the world doubts you. He once said, "Some people want it to happen. Some wish it would happen. Others make it happen." Michael made it happen. He showed us that with discipline, passion, and focus, we can achieve greatness on the court or anywhere else. So if you're chasing a dream, Keep pushing, keep working, keep believing, because greatness lives inside you too. If you enjoyed this story and felt inspired, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Which part of Michael Jordan's journey touched your heart the most? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next story, and never forget, you are capable of greatness, just like MJ.